You are Locked On Celtics Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Boston, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, the Celtics just continue their winning ways. Now 5 straight wins for the Celtics, an outstanding performance in the win in Rip City against the Portland Trail Blazers on Sunday night. With that, we welcome you to our latest Locked On Celtics postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime college basketball play-by-play announcer, former show host, satellite radio, ESPN radio. Watched the Celtics as a kid on a small black and white TV. You are right where you need to be. You are locked on with our latest Locked On Celtics postcast, providing reaction to every Celtics game on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, as well as the Locked On Celtics podcast feed, which you know is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We're going to talk about Jayson Tatum and his terrific second half and the Celtics win over the Portland Trail Blazers. Celtics, it's been a long time since they've left Portland with a loss. So they extend a couple of win streaks against the Portland Trail Blazers. Again, they win their 5th in a row. Sam Hauser, red hot from downtown. Payton Pritchard in the starting lineup for the first time this season. I've got some thoughts on that as well. I do think we could see Payton Pritchard in the starting lineup for the Celtics again during the 2024-2025 basketball season. It might not be in the regular season. I could see it happening in the NBA playoffs. We'll discuss that and plenty of more. And, of course, we do want to hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. Join the conversation, watching live on the Locked On Celtics or Locked On Celtics Boston YouTube channel. Hit that comment button. Join the conversation. Subscribe to the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. And also follow us on the X, formerly known as Twitter, at Lennox on Hoops as well. Again, you are right where you need to be. You are with us on the Locked On Celtics postcast, talking about the Celtics' 5th win in a row.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Said it recently, and I'll say it again. Down the stretch here, I've really wanted to sit in front of the TV and watch the Celtics with starters out of the lineup. Because the bench guys, and really against Portland, the bench, every single guy that got on the floor, and J.D. Davison saw time for the Celtics on the floor in the first quarter. Every player contributed in some way for the Celtics in the victory. No Brown, no KP, no Jrue Holiday, no problem for the Celtics. Again, if you're with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, hit that comment button and join the conversation. Celtics, again, picking up the victory. First quarter, Celtics up by 10, 34-24. There were 6 lead changes in the first quarter, and the Celtics at one point trailed by 3. Pritchard, first start of the season, knocked down a 3, but had 2 fouls in the first minute plus, and ended up with his 3rd foul at the 7:21 mark of that first quarter. Just brutal. Not on his part. The first foul, Drew Carter said it with Eddie House on the NBC Sports Boston telecast. The first one, legit. The third one, come on. Derrick White knocked down a 3. Hauser a 3. Celtics up 18-13 in the first quarter. The Celtics knocked down 7 threes in the first quarter. I mentioned J.D. Davison got on the floor, entered at the 5:04 mark. Torrey Craig also on the floor. Craig, save on the end line. Got it to Tatum. Inside, he fed the three-point line to Baylor Shireman. He knocked down a 3. Then Craig, an offensive rebound. Davison with a three-pointer. And the Celtics doing a terrific job, 6 threes at that point in the quarter, and the Celtics sharing the basketball. And Tatum was a big part of that. 11 assists on 12 made field goals for the Celtics in the first quarter. Up by 10 after 1, up by 13 at the half. Portland with Tatum on the bench, a 12-0 run in the second quarter, tied the game at 40, but then Al Horford knocked down a 3 to end that Portland run. Blazers answered Horford's 3 with a 3 of their own. Then Horford had a long 2. Hauser a 3. He was 4-4 at that point from long distance. Kornet with a bucket, 12-3 run for the Celtics, tied at 40, and then up 52-43. Just over a minute to go, Kornet to Hauser. Hauser knocking down another 3. That put the Celtics up by 10. White banked home a 3 to make it an 11-point lead. And then Tatum to Horford for a layup with 2.7 to go. Celtics up 64-51 at the half. Tatum was a plus 21 in the first half, but had just 6 points, was 2 of 8 from the field overall. 0 of 3 on the three-point line, but had 5 assists. Hauser knocking down 5 threes. He had 15 in the first half for the Celtics. Celtics up by 12 after three quarters, up 102-90. And Portland outscored the Celtics. Talk about scoring. Portland 39-38, outscoring the Celtics in that third quarter. Hauser hit a three to make it a 16-point lead at 69-53. And then Portland made a run. They got it to 10. Celtics called a timeout. About 4.5 to go. Tatum to Torrey Craig. He knocked down a three. Blazers got it down to 7 on a three to make it 89-82. Pritchard a three, lead back to 10. And then Tatum, 18 points in the third quarter total, 24 through 3. Under 2 to go. Pritchard knocked down a three, then knocked down another one. Celtics up 16 with about $1:08 to go in that third quarter. And then an 11-2 run. The Celtics were up by 12 going to the fourth. Celtics did a nice job at the start of the fourth quarter over the first 4.5 minutes with Tatum on the bench. Celtics got it 17 with Kornet coming through on a dunk on a follow-up. Horford knocked down a three. And then this, for me, was our turning point in the game and basically said good night to Portland.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Yeah, Eddie House did a little singing at the end as he called it ball game for the Celtics, but Hauser knocked down a three to give him 24 for the game. And that was with just under 5 to go. Put the Celtics up 124-108, and that was it. Portland just wasn't going to get stops on the defensive end. They did not get stops in the second half. Celtics shooting over 54% in the victory, and with the win, the Celtics now a season high 33 over 500. They've won 5 in a row, 10 of 11. 8 more wins, I'm counting it. 11 to go in the regular season, 8 victories to get to 60. It's absolutely available for the Celtics because you also look at the opponents they have left. Now, Portland had entered on a 4-game win streak, still on the outside looking in for the playoff or play-in berth to be maybe the 10 seed. Right now, Phoenix, and you're going to see Phoenix on this road trip. That's Wednesday, I believe, on ESPN. And then you've got Phoenix at home after this road trip is over. Phoenix and Dallas sort of fighting for that number 10 spot to play in the play-in tournament. That's what we're talking about in the NBA right now. Who are going to be the 7, 8, 9, and 10 teams? We don't know who the Celtics are going to play in the first round. We're not going to know that until after the play-in tournament, right? For the Cavaliers and the Celtics. But the Celtics have won 6 in a row against Portland. They've won 6 in a row against the Blazers in Portland. And they have not lost in Portland since November of 2018. Breaking news, it's been a while. Let's get to your comments with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. Hit us up and join the conversation. Again, great victory for the Celtics. I was excited to sit. I've been basketballed out since Thursday. I pretty much watched at least a portion of every game day one of the NCAA tournament on TV Thursday. Yeah, I'm that lazy. Yeah, I have that kind of schedule. Friday, laid off a little bit. Celtics played Friday night. And then Saturday was in Providence, Rhode Island. Watched Arkansas knock off St. John's, and I watched Purdue also advance to the Sweet 16. But I was, all day Saturday, or Sunday rather, hit a movie, a matinee. I'm at that age. Matinees on a Sunday. Loved it. And was looking forward to this game. Let's get into it. Comments. PK Tattoos first in. All of a sudden, you look up and Tatum has over 20. It seems like he has that ability to just go off when he chooses. Rare breed. Absolutely. And I only mention the plus minus when it's a big number. He was plus 21 in the first half, and he did a terrific job getting in the paint and kicking it out to the three-point line when guys had open looks. Tatum, multiple times, drew second defenders. Had a shot in the second half on the baseline where a second defender was in the area, then left, and he knocked down a shot. But yeah, 6 points. He's got that ability. I'd rather, a quiet 6 points in the first half and then goes for the 24 in the second half. I love those games when he's got a 24 or 20 plus in the first half. Any NBA player, when you've got 20 plus, when you've got 25 plus, I want to see a 40-point performance. That sometimes frustrates me with guys like Tatum and Brown. But it's part of the team game. It's part of what they do. Tatum, hey, I've said it before. I watch the Celtics on national TV in years past. I've seen Tatum. I appreciate his talent. I'm glad he won an NBA title last June. Same for Jaylen Brown. But watching him almost every game this season and doing the Locked On Celtics postcast, I do have I'm an outsider still. All right. A lot of you with us, game in, game out on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, you guys know Tatum better than I do. I'll never deny that. But as an outsider, I don't understand the national picture of Jayson Tatum. He's terrific off the court. I love the stuff. I love when he brings his son to the games. I love when Horford does it. And, social media for the Celtics organization, they do a great job capturing that. But my goodness, what Tatum is able to do. And he could say, hey, Brown's out, KP's out, Jrue Holiday's out. I'm going to go get mine. No, it's still within the confines of the offense. Thank you, PK Tattoos. Michael, I tell you, Boston is looking good. Yeah, they are. Everyone playing their role. Very happy for J.D. Davison. Yeah, every single player contributed. I talked about Torrey Craig saving the ball on the end line, and he was well out of bounds. I mean, he jumped. He was out of bounds. He got it to Tatum, and Tatum found Shireman in that first quarter. And Joe Mazzulla, understanding, 8 players scored in that first quarter for the Celtics. 8 different players scored in the first quarter. All 5 starters in double figures. Kornet off the bench also in double figures. So 6 players in double figures. Payton Pritchard in the starting lineup for the first time this season. Back home in Oregon, got the start. 3 fouls early on, but still contributed in a big way. Pascal, fun game to watch. It really was. Tatum made it look real easy today. Can someone see how many dunks Kornet has this season? I'll look for it. That's a challenge, Pascal. I'm not sure the number. But Drew Carter has mentioned it a lot lately. Tatum and Kornet are a great two-man game. Tatum knows how to feed Kornet at the rim. Kornet doesn't always finish at the rim, and that can get frustrating on occasion. But they really are in sync when it comes to, breaking it down and getting in that two-man game. Michael, again, the coach is resting players. I think Boston is the team to beat. Boston, OKC in the finals. I'll take it right now. Michael, I said it a while back. I will take the Celtics and OKC, or I'll take OKC and Cleveland. I'll be happy. Any other combination of NBA teams in the NBA finals, and it's going to be real hard for anybody else to knock off OKC in the West. And I think you put the Celtics and Cavaliers in the same boat right now. It's just destined right now for those two teams to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. If it's anybody other than OKC in the West, maybe I'll take Houston. But Houston, in the beginning of the year, I had to own up. OKC's primed to be in the finals and win. Houston gets to the finals, I think it would be a deer in the headlights. The Real Durrell, Boston handling their business. You have to like it going into the playoffs. This is a great stretch right now. It really is. I mean, the way the Celtics are playing, again, they've won 5 in a row with that. Season high 33 games over 500. Numbers of the night coming up in our second segment. But this is now going for a stretch. 52-19 overall, 5 straight wins. Now 16 wins in the last 19. Now 20 wins in the last 24. 26 wins in the last 36. And I can go on and on. But the light went on a while back for the Celtics. And they are just right now putting everything together. And the bench guys, again, to their credit, understanding, hey, load management's a thing in the NBA. Too many minutes for these guys on this team. Tom Thibodeau in New York, all he plays his guys too many minutes in the regular season. When the Celtics players coming off the bench, they've been ready. For the most part this season, and you could look at some of the losses where the bench for the opposing team is outscored and outplayed. The Boston bench, they've been few and far between, but there's been a handful there. The Celtics bench is going to be very important during the NBA playoffs. To that point, Payton Pritchard, first start of the season. I don't think it's last. I'm going to explain that next. Keep the comments coming. If you're with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, Payton Pritchard, again, I think he's in the starting lineup again. It may not be in the regular season. I'm going to get into that, share my thoughts on that, plus numbers of the night coming up, segment number 2. And glad you're with us on the Locked On Celtics postcast, part of the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, also available wherever you get your podcasts as well. Celtics, again, sweeping the season series against a Portland team that I think is going to be dangerous in the future. They need to learn how to defend better. And there was a perfect example of that against the Celtics. They can score, but when they need to get 3 or 4 stops, I just didn't think that was going to happen at the start of the third quarter. We are presented by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment? It's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. When you start using Monarch, you will realize just how much you are spending on food delivery. And once you do, you will budget smarter and save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Managing money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track both shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com to save 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Use code LOCKEDONNBA for half off, 50% off on your first year. All right. We've done the new format, 2 segments for a while. We're at 17 minutes. Keep your comments coming. We'll get back to them in just a moment. But I'm trying to keep this under the 24-second shot clock. I don't want a 24-second shot clock violation, meaning I don't want to go over 24 minutes. That's on me. That's not on you. And when I do go over, I do blame you because your comments are outstanding, and I enjoy going back and forth as we've done throughout the course of the season. Payton Pritchard. Numbers of the night in a moment. Payton Pritchard. All right? I don't know what the number is, shame on me, because I brought it up a couple of times. There's a certain number of games that you can start as a reserve and still be eligible for the Sixth Man of the Year award. Payton Pritchard's not going to be anywhere near that number. But once the NBA playoffs come around, and I think the Celtics right now are well suited, where if somebody, say one of the big 2 or big 3, JT, JB, or KP, Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, or Kristaps Porzingis, or even Jrue Holiday, if Holiday's out of the starting lineup, and you can rely, maybe even Baylor Shireman for a couple of minutes and maybe knock down a couple of threes in a crucial stretch, maybe that makes Payton Pritchard more available as a starter during the NBA playoffs. I don't know if anyone's posed that to Joe Mazzulla, but when I saw Payton Pritchard, hey, he's going to be in the starting lineup first time this season. Back home in Oregon, parents were there. Were interviewed by Abby Chin on NBC Sports Boston. I sort of thought, you know what? Pritchard could be in the starting lineup because you're not ruining his flow. Now, he can't get into foul trouble the way he did in a playoff game compared to 2 fouls in the first 90 seconds, I think. And then, it didn't even hit the 7-minute mark and he had 3 personal fouls. He can't do that. But I could see, now I'm not predicting that it's going to happen, but I could absolutely see Payton Pritchard in the starting lineup if somebody goes down for the Celtics, maybe just misses 1 game during the NBA playoffs. I could see that happening. Let's get back to the comments here. Let's hit the comment button. There we go. Pascal. OKC should make the finals, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. I'm almost going to be upset, Pascal, if they don't. I don't want to see the Lakers. And I don't know who else there is. Houston, not yet. No. Houston looks like I think Houston's got pretty much, I know it's a big number between the Celtics, or rather the Thunder and number 2, the 1 and 2 seeds in the East. Celtics continue to be 5 back. Cleveland did snap a losing streak and avoided a 5th straight loss on Sunday with a blowout win against the Jazz in Utah. So the Cavaliers, again, they avoided a fifth straight loss, won by 29 against Utah on Sunday. So they're now 57-14. Celtics remain 5 back as they also pick up the victory as well. Again, I'm not worried about 1 or 2 seed right now. Celtics 2 seed. I think what it comes down to basically is you don't host Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals if you get there with the Cavaliers. Roll the dice on that, right? The real Darrell. Does this Celtics team remind you of the bad boy Pistons if they repeat? The heartbreak and getting over the hump, similar. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can draw a comparison there. And if you want to go there, then I think you have to go also with the Bulls. And I think when the Bulls got past the Pistons, and they won, 3 in a row, and then 3 more after Jordan came back. So 6 titles for Jordan, Pippen, and the rest of the gang. But if the Celtics go back-to-back here, woman that my wife works with, big Celtics fan. We were at a birthday party for one of the wives' coworkers. I'm forgetting his name right now, and I'm kicking myself. He's born in Brooklyn, New York, big Celtics fan. And he told me when we were at that birthday party for our wife's coworker and really boss at the time, he said Celtics are going to win 3 titles in 4 years. And to that point, the real Darrell, 25-26 is going to be hard. And the window is open for that time frame of winning. You win back-to-back, you could see them winning again, kind of regrouping. Now, is the team going to look different? Likely. How? I have no idea, and nobody else does either. But you win this one, and it's going to be real hard to win 3 in a row. I mean, the teams that have won 3 in a row, there's a different level of appreciation there because you're playing deep into June, 3 straight years. You're playing a lot of basketball, and you don't have a lot of rest between winning an NBA title and getting ready. And remember, the Celtics made that international trip before in the preseason. That was crazy too. So there's just going to be a huge appreciation for what the Celtics do if they win back-to-back titles. Really, I really believe that. Pascal, Baylor has been playing with confidence lately. Yeah, and he's a confident guy. He's a guy who could be part of the future. Absolutely. Pascal, one more. The West is so open. Hard to predict. Yeah, absolutely. It is. No doubt. Cameron, Baylor has that feeling to him that he's going to be a stud. Love the energy. And he's got to be, and I said it about, Pritchard early on in the year. Those guys have to come in and play their roles more often than not. And they have. Now Shireman might be a piece of that as well. Is he at the top of a scout? No, but he's there. All right, numbers of the night. Celtics, again, 33 games over 500 for the first time this season. Celtics knocking down 23 threes, just kept raining them home. 19-3 when hitting 20 or more threes in the game. 31 assists, we love that number. 18-1 when collecting 30 or more assists on the season. Celtics, 90-plus through 3 quarters for the 33rd time this season. Had 102 through 3. 8th time this year in 71 games where they went over 100 through the first 3 quarters of the season as well. Back-to-back, off to Sacramento. Remember, Kings beat the Celtics in Boston in the first meeting of the season. Celtics lost that game by 17 back on January 10th. Kings lost at home to Milwaukee on Saturday. They've dropped 6 of 8. And right now, they're at 35-35. They're number 9 in the West. So they've got a lot to play for if they want to be in the play-in tournament. So we're going back-to-back nights as well. As always, we remind you, we'll be on within minutes of the final buzzer Monday night. It's a late one. It's a late one from Sacramento and the West Coast. But we'll be with you, on board with you within minutes of the final buzzer as the Celtics will be looking for a 6th straight win and a 3-0 start to this current 6-game road trip that has Sacramento, Phoenix, San Antonio, and Memphis still on the schedule. As always, we appreciate our sponsor, Monarch Money, for supporting the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel and the Locked On Celtics postcast as well. And always, we want to tip our cap and acknowledge you as well. Outstanding comments, thoughts, questions tonight during our Locked On Celtics postcast on within minutes, Monday night into Tuesday morning on the East Coast for the Celtics and Kings in Sacramento on Monday night. Locked On Sports Boston, number one place to hang out after every single Celtics game. Locked On Sports, your team, your Celtics every day.